5. Hello everyone, LadyDewinter here today, and today I am crocheting. Yes, this is a quasi day in Lady's life. I don't do much, so it's really hard to make Ladies World videos outside of the garden because I really don't do much with my life. I mean, I crochet, I watch TV, I cook a few meals, and I garden, and that's about it. And I read books, which in fact right now I'm reading, because of the times going on in the world, I'm reading this book. Not that this is an endorsement or anything, this is just what I'm currently reading. So I did have people ask me about that. So, I am working on a charity blanket right now, using all my scrap yarn. I have got so much scrap yarn, folks, that it is unreal to use up. So, I am using, or trying to use, all my scrap yarn. Now, as you see, I have my helper here. I have my helpers, yes. They like the yarn, they like to chew on the yarn. Sammy does not like to be on camera. But Pepper doesn't seem to mind. He'll sit up there and yell, so, or chirp, not yell, doi, okay. So anyway, this is what I spend my days doing. I clean house, which is, I am not going to film for you. My house is interesting to say the least, so I'm not going to film my cleaning. But I will film for you my craft videos, which I'm going to be making cloth napkins soon, by hand, stitching them up. Whoops, I slipped a stitch. Stitching them up by hand. Now what I'm doing right here, this is a granny square in a double crochet stitch. Now I found out that my camera tripod will actually curve over my shoulder and look at my desk, so I will be planning on doing some planner videos and some crocheting videos. But right now I just wanted to show you what I was up to. I do a lot of charity crocheting, a lot. This is how I keep my arthritis at bay, is by crocheting. So let me show you what this is going to be a part of. And of course, you know, we must have our coffee. Yes. Let's go look at the blanket. Okay, this is going to be the blanket. It's going to be a charity blanket. It's either going to our local fire department or our local nursing home. One of the two. I haven't decided yet. This is all scrap yarn. These are all little tiny balls of yarn crocheted into squares. Now these are little tiny leftover balls that I will be using to sew it all together. This is how I use up my scrap yarn. So, and basically I'll trim it around the edges with white, and I've got some other yarn that I was going to use to trim it. That's going to be around the edges, and there's more. I just don't know where I put it right at this moment, but it's a kind of a military style yarn color, and I've got a bigger skein of it, but it's only a half skein. So I'm going to use that to go around the edges, and then I'm going to do white, and that'll be the blanket. So, there we go.
You're stuck now, aren't you? You can't do anything, can you?
Now we're in the kitchen. Yes, somebody asked for a dinner prep video. I have one of those coming up very soon for you, where we'll be making a new recipe that I'm coming up with slowly. It's just trust me, it's something I'm putting together. This is a dump dinner. What this is under that stuffing is chicken and chicken broth. And this is chicken mixed with cream of chicken soup, and that's a box of stovetop stuffing. All you do is you take a cup of broth, chicken broth, you put your chicken in your crock pot, you lay it on down in there, and then you pour the chicken broth over top, and then you mix the stuffing mix with a can of cream of chicken soup and a half cup of water. You mix that up in a bowl and you spread that on top. You put it in the crock pot for about 7 hours on low, and boom, dinner. We're making cloth napkins. And yes, I know this is probably not your standard size of napkin, but we're still making them anyway. Now, I am using a standard stitch. I don't even know what it's called. It's just, I weed the needle through, pull it through. I don't remember what the stitch is called. I think it's called a basting stitch, but I'm making it much smaller. It's what I would use if I was hand quilting. And yes, I have a bad tendency of poking the needle right through my finger. So, but this is the piece of fabric before I sew it with all the pins and everything. Okay? Now let's show you the fabric after I sew it. Okay. Here's the ones I've made so far. I know this is winter fabric, but it's still what the hey. I had it on hand. I've got this extra fabric. I thought I'd make some napkins out of it. So there's that one. Now the one I was working on, this is the match to it. And that's what I've been working on. And this is the rest of the fabric that I'm going to make some more napkins out of. So now, after that, I'm sure you're wondering what Lady has been working on lately since she's not in the garden. Come here and I'll show you. I finished the little green blanket, and now I'm working on this one. This is all scrap yarn I had laying around the house, nothing to do with. This is going to be a Napkin blanket for a local nursing home. So, and that's just a granny square where I just keep going around and around and around and around and around. So, and that's it, guys. That's what Lady has been working on. I'm really not doing a whole lot lately. It's too hot to work in the garden. It was 98 degrees, 97 degrees the day after that, and 98 again the day before that. I can't work out there in that kind of heat because I can't breathe. So, Lady's world is kind of, you know, how that goes. Anyway, quick update on what I've been up to. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is LadyDewinter reminding you that you're never too old to game, so learn whatever. Have a good one. Bye-bye for now.